Okay, hello class. So lately we have been multiplying the traditional way. I'll show you what we've been doing in class. So if we have 79 times 38. So we've been doing 9 times 8, which is 72. And then 8 times 7, 56, plus 7, which is 63. And then we have to do a 0 because now we're going to multiply the 10. So 3 times 9 is 27. So the 7, and then carry the 2. And 3 times 7 is 21, plus 2 is 23. And then adding these two numbers. So this should look very familiar to you because we have been doing it in class. So like 2 plus 0 is 2, 3 and 7 is 10. So write the 0, carry the 1. 6 plus 3 is 9, plus the 1 is 10. So write the 0, carry the 1, and we have 3. So we have 3,002. So I'm just going to write that up here so we kind of make a mental note of our answer. And today I'm going to show you a new way to multiply, and it's called the lattice. So first we're going to draw a box, and we're going to make it into 4 equal parts. And then each part, so our number, we had 79 times 38. So to split this box up a little bit more, we're going to do these dashes. So in the bottom right, you're going to kind of dash through it and carry the dash. And in the top corner, we're just going to dash it through and dash through the top one. So if we look at it different ways, so this diagonal right here, this is going to make the ones. This diagonal right here will be the tens. This diagonal will be the hundreds. And this last diagonal will be thousands. So now when we multiply, we're gonna multiply each number by the other one. So we're gonna just focus on this box. So we have 7 and 9, or 9 and 3, excuse me, to make 27. And now, a lot of people, if you look down, so our 2 is actually in our hundreds place, and our 7 is in our tens place. Because if we look at this, 79, so we have 70, and then we have 9, and then we have 30, and we have 8. So we have to times 30 by 9 to make 270. So now if we do 7 and 3, that's 21. So we do 21. But if you look, it's going to be 2,100 because you have 70 times 30 now. So we have a larger number. So if we go down to the 8 and 9, we have 72. And that is 72 because 9 and 8 are just ones. And then we do 7 and 8 to make 56. And that is 560 because we have 70 and 8. So then all we're going to do this now, our adding is just going to be diagonal. So we add down to the 2. Here we're going to have 7 and 7 make 14, plus 6 will make 20. So write the 0, and then we're going to carry the little 2 over here. 2 and 2 make 4, plus 1 is 5, plus another 5 is 10. So write our 0, carry our 1 to make 1 plus 2 is 3. So if you write this number out, so we have 3,000, no hundreds, no tens, and 2 ones. And it matches our number from earlier. So that is when you know you are correct. So I'll show you in kind of another way to do it to make sure that we understand. So if we are going to do 21 and 63. So the traditional way we've been doing it, so 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. Add our 0 because we're switching to the tens. 6 and 1 is 6. 2 and 6 is 12. Then add our numbers. 3, 6 and 6 is 12. Carry our 1, 3. We have 1,323. So I'm going to write that up here just so remember what our answer is. We are going to make our box again. Let's see, sorry, a little wet. Not right in the best. So we're gonna get another marker. There we go. Make our box, divide it into 4 equal parts. And you can do the diagonals in the same color, but I always like to do it in the other color just so we can kind of see the separation. And I'm going to write in again. So the first diagonal is ones, the second is tens, the third is hundreds, the top one is thousands. In our numbers, so we have 21 times 63. So this will be a little bit different than last time. So we have 1 and 6 is 6. So we're not just going to write, so it's kind of confusing of where to put our numbers. Because it's 6, we're going to put a 0 here and 6, as if to make sure we have 2 places. And this, remember, so the 6 is actually 60 because 6 over here is 60 and this is 3 to make our 63. And up here we have 20 and we have 1. So we're multiplying 60 by 1 to get the same number. So now we have the 6 and the 2, which is 12. So we don't have to worry about any zeros in the places. But this was actually 1,200 because we have 20 times 60 again. And now we're going to go down to the 1 and the 3. And this is just like the 1 and the 6, is we have to put the 0 in the top one and 3 in the bottom to make sure we have a place marker there. And it's actually 3 because we have 3 times 1. And now our final box is 2 times 3, which is 6. So we have to make sure we do the 0. Yeah, the 0 to make the place, and then the 6 on the bottom, which is 60 because we have 20 times 3. So then we just go through and add them. So we have 3 in the ones, 6 and 6 makes 12, so the 2 carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, and then we have 1,000. So if we write it out, we have 1,000, 3 hundreds, 2 tens, and 3 ones to make 1,323 to match our long division number. So a lot of people might be like, well, can we do this with other numbers than 2-digit? And you can. I'll show you how to do it with a 3-digit number and a 2. So if we have 124, table's wet again. So 124 times 65. 65. 4 times 5 is 20, so 0, carry the 2. 5 and 2 makes 10, plus 2 is 12. 2, carry the 1. 5 and 1 equals 5 plus the 1 is 6. Write a 0 because we're skipping to the tens. 6 times 4 is 24, so 4 here. Carry the 2. Press this one off. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 2 is 14. So write the 1, write the 4, carry the 1. 6 times 1 is 6, plus the 1 is 7. So then we're going to do our addition. 0, 2 plus 4, 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. Write the 0, carry the 1. 7 plus 1 is 8. So for this one, we have 8,060. I'm going to write it in our corner so we can remember. And now I'm going to show you how to do this one in a lattice with one more digit. So we're going to do a little bit more. Okay, I'll rewrite this. So 8,060. A little bit more of a rectangle this time. So we're going to make sure we have 3 columns and 2 rows. So I'm going to put 124 on top. And, okay, 1 too many rows. And 65 on the side. So I'm going to do the dashes because these are going to be a little bit different this time. A little mixed up. A little crooked, but it'll be okay. So we have our normal ones, our tens, hundreds, thousands, and then 10,000s over here because we added a hundreds place. So then we're going to go through and multiply. So 2 and 4 is 24. 4 times 6 is 24, excuse me. And now when you look at it, so we have 240, because we have to remember that this is 100, this is 20, this is 4, this is actually 60, and this is 5. So we have 4 times 60 to make 240. And then then we're going to go to the 2. 2 times 6 is 12. And it's going to be 1,200 because we have 20 times 60. So we're getting a little bit larger number. So now we have 1 times 6, and we have to remember to the 0 to make a place mark. So 1 and 6. And it's 6,000 because we have 100 times 60. So now we'll jump down to the 4 and the 5 to make 20. And it makes 20 because they're both just single ones. Next we're going to go to the 2 and the 5 to make 10. And that's 100 because we have 20 times 5. And for our final box we have 1 and 5. So we have to do the 0 for the place and then 5. And it's 500 because it's 100 times the 5. So now we're just going to add. The 1s is 0. We have a 4 and 2 to make 6. 2 and a 2 and a 1 makes 5. Plus 5 is 10, right? The 0 carry the 1. 6 plus 1 is 7, plus another is 8. So if we're going to write it down, we have 8,000, 0 hundreds, 6 tens, and 0 ones to connect it back to what we got before for our traditional way. So this is just another way to visually see multiplication if sometimes the other way gets a little boring or confusing. And this is the lattice way, and we'll talk about more in class tomorrow.